to turn your real estate career into a life of freedom. We have a great guest today. We're going to be talking about how she's building her team essentially from scratch. She was a operations manager for a phenomenal team, so she's been through this before. We're going to talk about how she's building up again, how she's generating her leads. We're going to answer some questions, and then we're going to talk about how to hire and recruit, onboard, and hire a great operations manager, how to find that person that's your integrator. So before we get to all that, the junior grandmaster himself in the co-pilot seat, as always, Greg McDaniel. Greg, what's up today?
What's up, baby cakes? How you doing, buddy? Oh, man, it is a Friday. Like, what's that? Baby cakes. Why baby cakes?
That's my pet name for Kristen.
Oh, God, I retract that statement immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
I see things going through my head all over the place. But no. Dude, it's Friday. I'm so excited to be here. You know, our guest is epic. Our pre-show conversation, dude, she is awesome. She's going to make it rain with some incredible knowledge. But to all fools out there, there are a bunch of bitch asses that don't do your calls. Here, I'm gonna make it rain on you about something. So remember, I've always been asked, like, how many calls does it take to get a lead, right? Dude, I was getting my ass handed to me yesterday. Just mean old person after mean old person after mean old person. It's like it's like they called each other and told them I was calling and to be extra rude to me the next call. And so I got, it was so bad. Even Eileen was getting depressed. I'm like, oh God, I gotta stop. So I took a break and I came back and I stopped at 253 phone calls, right? Number 270, I got a lead for $1.5 million buyer. Boom, bitches. Make your calls. Even if it's a bad day. It's called dedication. It's the same thing you should have to your spouse. So just run it into your business, okay? So Matt, I'll let you talk now.
Well, I'm just going to introduce our guest. I don't even know how to follow up on that, other than the fact that what kind of neighborhoods are you calling into? I don't know. Why do you piss off old people?
I don't piss them off. They're just pissed off because they're half dead. They know they only got like 36 hours left on Earth, and they're like, fuck him, you're cool, I'm out. And I wasn't part of the I was one of the FUs. Oh, yeah. I don't piss anybody off, Matt.
Fired up today. Goodness, man.
No, that's because this isn't water, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
okay. All right.
There's water of ice.
Anyway, let's bring in our special guest, Linzee Ciprani. Linzee, how's it going?
It's good. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, we're excited to have you. And so allow me to sing your praises a little bit so that you don't have to. But you were essentially the phenomenal operations manager that helped get Matt Fedek's team. If anybody's familiar with Matt Fedek, he is very high up in KW and teaches the Millionaire Real Estate Agent courses essentially to other teams around the country. Great guy. I had the privilege to interview him about a year and a half ago. But anyway, so you really were there and helped him build that team from the ground up. So, but give us beyond that, and since you won't toot your horn and necessarily tell everyone how great you are, but you were a big part of that team's success. But other than that, tell us kind of who you are, where you are, what you're working on now.
Yeah. So I have a brand new real estate team of my own, and that is literally 3 months old, called Roundtable Real Estate Services. We're under Keller Williams. The umbrella of Keller Williams, and we're killing it already, which is awesome. And then I also own Ciprani Consulting, and what we do is we help recruit talent, and then we stay on and train them. And we put those processes and procedures in place that Keller Williams and so many other companies tell you need to do in order to grow your business. So we have successfully, recruited great talent onto these teams and then stayed on and helped double and sometimes triple people's businesses. So we have fun. Yeah.
All right. So let's dig into that first, because this is part of the I think a lot of people will be very interested in, regardless of what level they're at. So you've got a brand new team. You've been through this before, but this is still a brand new team. These are, tell us kind of who the agents are, and then let's get into where are the leads coming from. What are you guys doing to generate leads right out of the gate?
Yeah. So we were on a different team together in a partnership that I was in, and that partnership split and we went to two different brokerages. I stayed within Keller Williams. And so half of the team that came with me wanted to stick around in Keller Williams. And so we all ended up here together. And I say that we're starting from scratch because our website, all of those other things went with the other party, including the admin. So I ended up being admin as well as, just launching a team from scratch, which I was able to do because of my Ciprani Consulting processes and procedures. I already had all of that stuff laid out to teach other people. So it was really easy to turn a new company on pretty quickly. So we did that, and Man, my team's awesome. I mean, I'm really lucky and very blessed to have them. They are people that love to be on the phones. They find it a challenge.
Really?
Yeah, they love it. They're
That's awesome.
in fact, the two ISAs are they're so funny because they are, I say that they're like Kramer. They bust into your door and just start talking like they're kind of a special person. I don't know. It's a special personality. I mean, you see Greg, people that want to be on the phones, right? All the time. You guys are goofy. So they love it. Yeah, yes, you're welcome. No, but they love it, and they I think just them, wanting to be on the phone all day, it makes the other teammates do the same thing. And so we have our daily stand up in the morning and go right into lead gen for hours, and the agents are required to do at least 2 hours. But I would love it if they would act like Greg does and just keep going until they
Until the cows
hit
come
that
home.
Appointment. Yeah. But the ISAs do that all day long. That's all they do. Sit there and call and text and email, and they have fun. So
let me ask you something about your ISAs really fast.
Yeah.
I have gone through ISAs like people go through underwear. They get really.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of them. And I finally found an epic ISA team out of Sacramento who, Matt, I haven't told you this. We're going to bring them on and interview them because they are just, they've set 7 appointments for me, not like leads, like set appointments for me in the last 5 days. Like I have 3 of them today. It's unreal. But I mean, how fast should you fire an ISA if they're not producing? I think a lot of people hang on to it like a bad relationship way too long. When is that like, you got to go moment?
Yeah. Well, I think we talk so often about the 2-10-40 rule, 2 appointments a day, 10 a week, and then 40 for the month. And I think that's a fabulous goal. I think that, in my opinion, I haven't seen it be like super realistic. There's only a few people that I've seen actually hit that 2 appointments a day consistently every day. And so what I do is we still keep that as the goal, and I want to at least see 1 appointment a day from them. Mm-hmm. And I'll keep them around if we've got that happening. And so, they have days where they might have 5 or 6 appointments in one day, and it's just for whatever reason they were on and their mindset was right, or the people were more receptive on the other end. But, I think that at least 1 appointment a day is very key. 2 appointments.
So they weren't calling into the retirement communities where Greg is trying to frequent.
Yeah.
Spend all my free time. No.
Yeah. God. Well, I mean, Greg, tell me, do you always hit 2 a day? Realistically?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's a hard goal.
Yeah. It is a really, really hard goal. What I've really found, Lindsay, is that I've changed that mindset. I've talked about a lot. I go from how many appointments do I get to how many no's I want to get. So if I want to go for no book, if I want to go for 50 F-offs, dude, there's going to be a couple of leads in there. All right. Yeah. But if I can have enough thick enough skin and be excited about the no, we're not selling, go away, take a long walk off a short pier kind of a conversation, that's okay. But that's my mindset shifting. And I think that people do that. It'll help a lot.
Yeah. I will say that, the one ISA that I have, he's so good, he'll hear that no, and he immediately goes into, okay, well, I hear that. So who else do you know that might be willing to talk to me today? And he's just, who else can I call? How about your brother? And it just does it. That's it. His scripts are so ingrained in him.
Have him try the, with a laugh in his voice, be like, so, I know you're going to be sticking around, and I'm really glad that you're going to be here. So which one of your annoying neighbors should I be calling next?
Yeah.
And it takes a second for the person on the other line. They're like, annoying neighbor. Oh, that's funny, Bob. Wait, you know Bob? Shit, how do you know Bob?
Yep.
That's been a lot of fun. I actually, Amanda is, she wants to hear more about how to train. Ooh, a spider. Ooh, dead spider. How to train ISAs and manage ISAs. What is crawling towards me? That shit's creepy. Do you want to talk about that really quickly?
You found my drone. Come on, Greg. That was supposed to crawl inside your brain and give me complete access and control over it. Okay. Yeah, Amanda. Well, first of all, Amanda, if you didn't catch last Friday's episode with Greg and Dale Archdecken, he manages the ISA team for Noah Ostrov's team.
Yep.
Ostroff, yes.
Ostroff.
So we haven't had Noah. We haven't coordinated getting Noah on the show yet, but Dale was on the show and went deep into that. There's also an episode, if you go to eliterealestatesystems.com, one of the very first episodes of the team building podcast was with the guys that run Rockerbox, who do nothing but manage ISAs all damn day. I mean, we're talking about like college kids in College Station, Texas. If you can manage them, they know a thing or two about managing ISAs. So those are two resources for more of that content. But
okay, good.
Lindsay, getting back to you and your team. So your agents are encouraged or required to do 2 hours, encouraged to do more than that. What are they typically doing during those 2 hours? What types of calls are they making, and who's training them?
Yeah, we're a big fan of circle calls. They're probably my favorite. So calling around our listings, calling around our pendings and open houses, and really just making sure that neighborhood knows that, hey, we're your expert in this area. And so circle calls are a big thing for us. We do have lead systems pulling leads in, and I have a few that are my favorites, and we launched those immediately when we came over here, and have a really great lender who partners with us with some of that. And then we, just our spheres, just continually reaching out to those people and saying, who else can we talk to today that might be wanting to, either invest or buy and sell. And we just keep in touch with those people on a regular basis. So at least once a quarter. That's part of the 33 touch.
Nice. Yeah, circle prospecting and doing those calls actually is incredibly effective, and it's actually pretty dang fun as soon as you can get over the fact that people aren't saying no to you, they're saying no to what you're offering. And that was a big mind shift for me, and it's important. I would say it's not important, it's imperative for people to do those styles of calls. Lindsay, would you agree with me on that?
Oh yeah, totally. And, even if you have a buyer and that they're looking for a certain thing, to be able to call through that, that's our other favorite thing to do. I forgot about. So.
Are you doing what system are you guys using?
Say it again.
What system are you using for dialing?
Yeah, so we just went with Seize the Market, which has the dialer in it, and nice. I'm obsessed with. And then we also have Mojo alongside of that. We've been in Vulcan before, we've used them all, but Mojo and Seize is great because it's right there. It's tracking everything, and it's my website on the outside brings the leads in, and then we have the whole contact management system behind the scenes too. It's fabulous.
Wow, cool. And that's a 6-line dialer, right?
Yeah. And you can have 6 lines per user.
I have dialer envy.
Yeah, it's nice. You have to hit 1 to get to the next call. So people that are used to dialing and just having it go have a hard time with that a little bit, but you have, it definitely keeps you engaged a little bit more. I have my ISAs will actually watch movies and stuff while they're dialing, and they'll be like, "Oh, hey!" I'm like, "What are you doing?" They're awesome.
That is epic.
Which, by the way, speaking of circle prospecting, so if you guys want to see Greg do a full course on circle prospecting, which I've been telling him he needs to do for a long time, and he just kind of came around and warmed up to the idea, maybe possibly, maybe definitely, but not quite, maybe sure, of doing a circle prospecting course. So for those of you
we're going to do it
live here on the group, comment if you want him to do a full-on circle prospecting course. Just say yes, that's what you want. Just leave us a comment and let us know. But anyway,
you Dick Johnson.
God. All right, there was a question here that I want to take because it made me laugh, and that's why I wanted you guys to cover it. So Jordan Hamrick asks, new agent, sorry if this is a dumb question, so I'm just going to preface that with his preface. So let's say you call an expired listing and you get a listing appointment. The appointment goes well, and they agree to list their house with you. What's next? Do you complete and sign the listing agreement there, or do you go back to your office, fill it out, and send them to sign? So first of all, Greg, let's start with you. What say you?
I got to tame it down a little bit, but I will tell you this, Jordan. Good question. I'm glad you're asking it. The number one most important thing out of that is that you did your job. You got them to sign with you. Knuckle punches to you, pimp player. Now, bring the damn listing agreement with you. Fill it out in front of them. Be like, all right, congratulations, Lindsay and your husband. I'm so happy to be working with you. Please press hard. There's 3 copies. Thank you very much. If you want to be tech savvy, have it up on your iPad, have it up on your laptop, have it there, have it filled in. That's going out to the appointment with the mindset of already accomplishing it, so that you're not going out there with the defeated mindset. You're going out with the abundance mindset, which is then going to change your whole personality and the way you carry yourself and the way you speak and the way you interact with them, because in your mind you already have the listing agreement signed, well, it filled out, you just don't have it signed yet, but it's already there, right? You've already taken that action. So take those proactive steps, because you already got the game, you already have the game, man, you're already getting the business. So congratulations, but always be ready for those people to say yes to you. Don't be sitting around going, oh, nobody likes me, no one wants to hang out with me, because you know what, you're going to get exactly what you focus on. And damn it, nobody wants to hang out with you if you have that mindset. Not even Matt's kids.
I knew some reference to my obedience coming there. All right, let's go to you.
Oh gosh.
Bring the listing agreement with you and sign it in front of them. Fill it out. I think what he's getting at is maybe he's not comfortable filling out the listing agreement, which I totally get as a new agent. But what's your recommendation?
Have it done ahead of time, obviously. Greg's exactly right. You're walking in there thinking, I'm getting this signed. So if you have it ready to go, it just shows that you are confident enough that you think you're going to sign it. And I'll tell you, if you walk away from there and there's a good big team around the corner, if somebody doesn't sign a listing contract and my ISAs get on the phone with that person, they're going to convince them to let us in there because we're the best. I can't believe you didn't sign a listing contract with you right there. And we'll say that.
Yeah. That's absolutely right. I mean, the thing is, most agents, when they get out there, you guys are a bunch of dogs chasing the car. And then once you catch the damn car, what do I do with the damn car? Right. Yeah. By the way, guys, in this analogy, the car is the client, just in case you weren't catching that. But I mean, once you catch them, it's a whole new set of problems. We actually had that issue here with our brokerage. And the fact is that I can teach you how to catch the damn car, but once you catch it, now the operations step in, and that's where Linzee's going to step in. She's going to show us how to do, the operations, 1 A to B, B to C, C to D, steps to take it down, take that buffalo down and start gutting it. And never mind, I'm going to go away from that now.
Yeah, it's
it got very bloody very quickly.
But just to quickly answer a question from Trisha Walker, do you teach brand new agents to buy into a dialer? And the answer to that is absolutely, Greg. You're big on no matter how new they are into the business, go get the dialer, start circle prospecting. It's very much the same skill set as calling up your database and letting them know that you're in real estate and asking them if they're thinking about making a move. So just wanted to address that real quick. And thank you for the question. Guys, continue to post your questions as comments right here in the group underneath the video, and we'll get them answered during the show. But
so I was going to say one thing. Yeah. Lena, I got your name right, and welcome, okay? I'm to see you here. Frank, Nora, Amanda, Anna, Tyler, Trisha, Julio, Cynthia, you guys are awesome. Thank you for being here.
Yes, appreciate it, guys. All right, Linzee, so take me, so at what point do you know as an agent, let's say you're a solo agent, you're producing, you're doing, let's say 3-4 deals a month, maybe more, like how do you make that decision that, okay, now is the time when I need to bring on somebody to help me get to that next level?
Yeah. So transaction wise, they would say that's 24 deals when you get to that. But when you're maxed out, and certain people might be maxed out at 20 or 19, and then that's okay. And then maybe you get part-time help. But in your gut when you're not giving good service anymore. That's my opinion, is when you're not giving good service, that's when you move forward.
Interesting. Yeah. So when you're not giving good service, you move forward. Back that up for me really quickly.
Yep. So that's when you would move forward and get some help, obviously, in the admin world.
What kind of help would you suggest?
So a lot of people, and even when, Matt and I were in business together, we tried the virtual assistant thing for a while. And just being able to hire somebody or find somebody to put listings in the MLS or schedule your showings or, write up your listing contracts before you get to the listing. So you have it, putting all those things together for you. You wouldn't believe how much time and energy that takes especially for salespeople who have zero ability to sit there and, write up documents. Honestly, I mean, it's just hard for you guys.
Are you insulting me? Because I think you're telling my life story.
I am.
Yes, I am. There's no pause on that.
Yeah, no, because it's just you're using a different part of your brain and it doesn't work for you guys. So,
it doesn't.
You would a really good salesperson is going in there and winging it anyways, right? Thinking I'm just going to get it. And they don't take the listing contract with them. So if you start to, get somebody that's doing that, and again, it could just be a few hours a week that they're helping you, and then you'd only take listing appointments on Thursdays and Fridays because you have Eileen or whoever on Mondays and Tuesdays, and they get everything ready for the week. You can start to organize yourself a little bit more. And I mean, think about how much you're running signs and stuff like that. This person could take that stuff off of you right away.
Yeah, it really is, because as an agent, that's really not your best use of your time. No. I mean, for me, for our team, Eileen, I will dictate to her what the terms of our let's back that bony up. I'll dictate to Eileen what the terms are for the contract. She will draft the contract, send it out for signatures, send it over to the other agent, buying or selling or listing or whatever else. I will do the negotiations with the agent on the purchase price, until we get it locked in. I will do the negotiations on the request for repairs, but all the behind the scenes stuff completely handled by her. When it comes for the negotiations on the request for repairs, she will review the request for repairs, print out the associated documents on the different reports, hand me just the documents that I need to be reading, highlighted just those certain areas, and then say, here's the number of the agent, go. And I'm like, thank you, Eileen. Because then I'm spending time lead generating, networking, getting more systems for our team to get more business, and doing what I'm really good at. And she's doing what she's really good at. So I completely agree with you. And someday we're going to need to get her an assistant. But that is an imperative thing. If you guys can get to that level sooner than later, it would be awesome for your sanity and for the people around you that love you. Because when you go crazy town, they don't like you that much.
Yeah. Well, and I always tell people too, make the I hate to do list, right? The things that just are like, oh, I have to do this again, green sheets if you're a Keller Williams person or whatever it is, make that list, and then that just goes away from you so fast.
Goes away from you. So that I hate.
Goes on to the admin.
Really?
Yep. Yeah. Ooh, make your I hate to do list. All of those
I hate
things.
to do. I hate to do
right.
this.
You should hate to do everything. So everything but calling is off of you. I'm not kidding.
That's why Matt and I are such good partners, because I hate to do 90% of the shit he's really good at, and all the back end stuff for this show and for the stuff that we're growing and everything else. He's very detail oriented, and he knows that about me. When he was my coach at Viral, he would be like, McDaniel, rein it in. Gosh damn it. And then I would just show up and do my thing. Matt shows up and does his thing. Perfect partnership. Yeah, it's make a I hate to do list. Okay.
Yes.
I hate to do. Good stuff. All right. Yep. Moving forward.
Good. So now I hate to do. So we've got that list of things we don't want to do, which for Greg includes virtually everything. But anyway, it's a long list and probably misspelled. But anyway, because I have to mock your learning disability, because I wouldn't be the horrible person that I am if I didn't do that. But anyway, so we've got a very long, horribly misspelled list of things that Greg doesn't want to do. Then what's his next step as far as finding that person that could potentially take that over for him?
Spell correct.
Yeah. So, first of all, reaching out to your sphere. You've been calling your sphere for real estate stuff all the time. Why would you not add in there, hey, by the way, I'm looking for a new assistant. Do you know anybody? First and foremost, talking to your sphere, sticking it on your Facebook or your LinkedIn or wherever. Who do you know that could, that loves systems and processes and checklists and all the things I hate? Please introduce them to me. Your sphere will go to work for you. And so do that, obviously. You could call me. You could call Ciprani Consulting. We would love to help you find that person. We do partner with a lot of people around the United States and soon Canada. And we're trying to, we're trying to locate talent. But, at the end of the day, you're calling people looking for leads. So you might as well, place a different kind of call for a day and just say, hey, this is different today. I'm looking for somebody to help me. I need help. Who do you know?
That's actually a really good way to intro in and doing circle prospecting. You say, hey, my name is Greg McDaniel Callahan Real Estate Team. What I'm doing today is I'm calling around not what you think. I'm looking for someone who is very detail oriented. I was wondering if you know anyone that might be interested in a part or full-time job, helping me do these different systems. Also, are you thinking about selling your house?
Exactly.
they don't see it coming. It's like a jab, right hook. And you're right into the close. But that's a really good way, because what if you What if you trip, fall, and land on a gold mine, and you can then go out to your brokerage and say, look, I already have a couple of people doing stuff, but I have these other 4 people that I found doing my circle prospecting and looking for part-time work. This is what they would like to do. Does anybody need this? Now you're a resource not only to you and your team, but to your brokerage and to other agents that might need to have these problems solved that they just didn't know it. Or of course they can always just call you, Lindsay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I did a quick interjection here from my experience back at Viral. So there was I worked with one of the top teams in Hawaii. They are the top Keller Williams team in Hawaii, and they have a pretty decent sized database, Greg. It's around the same size as yours, but it's not like outrageously out of this world huge. And we just sent a simple 1-page, nicely written email, just letting people know that they were looking for help and here's what we're looking for and here's what they would do and yada yada. I think they got 250 responses back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You'd be surprised because people really want to help other people and you. So it's very easy for them to say, oh my gosh, I know this person that loves to-do lists. I mean, somebody comes to your mind when you're thinking about that every time. And so, I say you just keep, and you just keep meeting with all of those people, right? So it's you're meeting with listings, you're meeting with buyers. You need to meet with talent too on a regular basis. Make time for it.
Here's an idea. Okay. If you guys
all going to Starbucks.
No, shut up. No, it doesn't. But that's always good. That is your second home. But no, think about this. What if you guys are with your clients, right? And you're asking them what they do for a line of work and everything else. And they say, let's say, I don't know, they do IT or they do whatever, right? And you say, how can I help you grow your business? What if I talk to a lot of people, what is one role that you would like to have filled to make your life easier? And they say whatever it is. And then you go out doing your circle prospecting, looking for your clients, problem solver. You get that problem solved. You bring it back as the hero, knight in shining armor, riding in on the white horse going, hey, Matt, I found someone that can give the insulin shots to your obese children. So you can go off and do whatever you need to do, on our end.
That was awesome, by the way.
Thank you very much. I was prepping that one the whole time. But I mean, think about it. What if you could be seriously the knight in shining armor, solving your clients' problems? Do you think that they would ring your name from the highest steeple? Yes. They will talk about you till the cows come home, not only because you're a just awesome human being, because you watch the show and you make your life better because you're taking some of the stuff that our guests are talking about, but also you solved a problem for them personally and professionally. Awesome. Yes. Okay. Woo. Feel good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your response is wow.
Wow. I was very enthusiastic about that particular idea that you had.
No, well, it was Lindsay's the one that spawned it. I mean, that's just an epically awesome idea. I mean, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so start with your database, make calls, reach out, email people, contact people on Facebook, generate the leads. Let's get some inbound flow of people raising their hand and say, hey, I am that person or I know that person. Either way. Now you have this, I don't know, responses, maybe a stack of resumes, whatever, or essentially what you have is probably a list of names and phone numbers that you got to call. Congratulations, get back on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah. And resumes are special. You can hire somebody to write an amazing resume for you. In fact, I did that. And you can have somebody who doesn't do that, but they are like this diamond in the rough, amazing person that you need on your team. And so we get resumes and we will call them all because at the end of the day, I want to hear what they sound like on the phone. They're going to be answering my phones, right? I want to see, how quickly they can problem solve on the phone too. So that's my biggest thing. And I'm sure, Matt, you were going to go into this at some point, so I might just lead you into it. But we ask scenario questions right up front. We're like, hey, if this happened, think outside the box with me. I know you're not in real estate, but what would you do? And we ask those. And then it's like, if they can problem solve, then I want to be near you and I want you to be my friend. And if I can't hire you now, I'm going to hire you at some point, because at the end of the day, that's what we do. That's all we do in real estate is problem solve and put out fires. And so if I can find people that can do that and think outside of the box, and we have a million scenarios as real estate agents that we've been through that were crazy scenarios that we had to really think our way through, ask that question, what would somebody do? And find those people that would think like you. Yeah,
that's awesome. I tell people that a lot. I know that you handle that same thing. We're not real estate. I mean, we're real estate agents, don't get me wrong, but we are legitimate problem solvers because, no deal is going to be the same. ever. I don't care what you think. And no deal is going to be easy. And if you think if it's easy, then you're doing something wrong. Because I mean, there's going to be things that pop up, and if you can think outside the box, I love that idea. I mean, I'm glad that other people are saying that stuff too, because most people just say, "Well, I just buy and sell real estate." No, you change lives. You help buyers buy, and you help sellers sell, because they each have that problem. They don't have the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, and you need somebody who loves to problem solve too. I mean, right? So somebody, if that, like, you can tell if that starts to stress them out. We move them to Skype interviews after that, and we actually get them on video, because if you ask them in more of those scenarios and they start to, they're like, I don't know, and they get kind of worried about it, they're probably not the right person. We also we talk about personalities a ton in the beginning. We give them the disc. We want to see what their personality is, and I won't shy away from certain personalities if I am having a good conversation, because you never know. The disc could have, that's only supposed to be 20% of what we use to hire. But so, when you have the disc, you want to talk about that high D personality and the high I personality, and really get their feel about that. Like, I'll actually ask them right off the top, hey, if you've got somebody who walks in and it's a Monday after a long weekend, and they don't bother to say good morning to you, and they don't, they don't say, hey, how was your weekend? And they just go in into barking orders. Did you follow up with this person? Did you call that person? Does that offend you? And if it does, they just aren't the right person, because, a high D is going to come in. They're on to the next thing. They're not thinking about the fact that everybody just had a weekend. Some of them will be nice and say good morning.
That's because they probably didn't.
Yeah,
and they might not have. That's true.
Like those of us that run small businesses, we don't know what a weekend looks like.
That's true.
So we are not aware when we roll in after a long holiday weekend where everybody else was enjoying themselves. We were probably thinking about work or doing work.
That sucks for you. I enjoy my naps.
Yeah, you're running an established business, buddy.
Yeah. Anyways.
So anyway, so you'll throw out a scenario to them to get them to, and you're not even so much looking for what they say, you're looking for the hesitation, right? You're looking for that little indication that, I'm not super comfortable with, that little recognition of, I've bitched about someone in the past that was like that.
Yeah. And it's funny, actually, one of my very favorite questions, I'll give one to everybody so that when they're interviewing, they can use this one. But I always talk about a scenario where, you've got a homeowner and he meets with one of your listing agents, and it's a newer listing agent. So they come back to you and they say, hey, this guy only had one key, so I stuck it in the lockbox. It's okay, though. It's okay that he only has one key, because he accesses his home through the door in the garage. So we just have to not lock that door. And so we always tell that little scenario and say, so this homeowner can only get into his house by, hitting his garage door, parking the car, walking into the door, and that door has to stay unlocked all the time. So when we have showings go through, we've got to tell each person that, hey, you cannot lock the garage door, otherwise our homeowner can't get in. So of course you have, homeowner comes home, doors locked, because some showing agent did their job and thought they would lock all of the doors and didn't look at the showing instructions. And so now you've got a homeowner that's locked out of their home. Nobody's around. It's 45 minutes to an hour away from you. What do you do? And I don't want to hear, I want to jump in the car and I'm going to go help them. That's 45 minutes away. How do you help them now?
You call Ghostbusters.
Yeah, right?
How you
call the showing agent.
Ghostbusters.
We like to call the showing agent that just left and tell them to go back and, unlock it, or who's out there if you're a Keller Williams agent, who's out there in Keller Williams that might do you a favor and go over there, or call a locksmith, right? Just get it done and get it open fast, and then get a spare key.
Oh, yeah. I like that, but that's one of the problems that I have with showing instructions is the lack of people reading them. Yes. But agents sometimes, and I did this in my earlier stage of my career, I wouldn't read them because I basically didn't know they were there or what to do with them, right? But then I have agents walk in on our clients, either maybe they were in the shower, or they're having dinner, or just didn't knock, they just opened the door. They run into all kinds of crazy ass problems like that, not having a lockbox being stuck. It's just a wild west in real estate 99% of the time. So I'm glad you guys are figuring out ways to work around it. That's for damn sure. Because Matt, what about you guys in your expansion teams?
You're looking for whether they come up with creative ideas, or at least whether you're looking for them to kind of mentally talk you through what their thinking process is. And do they have that thing of, I really want the result, which is to get the problem solved, or do I just have I want to get it off my plate and onto somebody else's plate? Because that's the worst thing for somebody that, like, if you're at the center and you're like the rainmaker at the center of the business, like the whole reason you want to hire staff is to get stuff off of your mental plate. And if your staff does nothing but just, well, get it back off of my plate and back onto yours, all they're doing is putting stuff back onto you at every single opportunity. It is a horrible, horrible existence. And I've been through that, and with well-meaning people, but they don't want to solve problems. They want to avoid problems, and those are two very, very different things.
Yeah. Yeah. We talk about being solution based. Don't bring me the problem, bring me the solution. Or at least don't come to me until you've exhausted all areas of a possible solution, and then we can brainstorm it together. But that is part of, once you do hire somebody, I think that is an expectation that you set too, and really explain to them, like, hey, if these things happen, try to fix it, try to do something. I'm not going to get mad at you for trying, but try to think outside of the box and be proactive, because that's what I need, because I'm busy. Because when everybody's hiring, they're way too busy, and they already don't have enough time to train somebody. So that person's going to have to start to think outside of the box a little bit and try to figure out, well, what can I do for him to free him up?
And don't feel bad if you guys are interviewing people and they can't come up with something creative, or they can't do something that you wish they would have thought of because you like them and you had a good conversation with them. Guys, let them go on their way. They were not meant to be there with you. Don't feel like, oh God, I really wanted to hire Susie. She was so nice. Who gives a shit? Susie wasn't a good fit, and she's going to make you look bad at some point and mess up something with the client that's going to much better relationship than hurting Susie's feelings. Okay, fuck her. Move. Yep.
Well, because I have a specific instance in mind. I have a writer that I had a couple of conversations with. We have a lot in common, but the bottom line is, like, her work wasn't up to snuff. So I hired somebody else. And I like the other writer better now because she does a better job. And if I would have hired the one that I liked on a personality level better, I would have grown to hate and resent her because the work wasn't up to snuff. That's the bottom line. So you're right. It will, the quality of the work and somebody pushing problems back on you will sour the relationship. So you may start off going, well, hey, I want to hire this person because they're family or they're friends or, oh my God. Yeah. We can talk about that. But how many people hire other people because, well, I trust them? Well, why do you trust them? Trusting them because they're your family, that doesn't mean much. Do you trust them because they bring you solutions? Do you trust them because they can actually solve problems? Do you trust them because their work is better than other people's? If you pitted them head to head against somebody you found off of Craigslist, could you find somebody that was better than them? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is absolutely. You just didn't want to because it was easier to hire someone that you trusted, because they're family or friends or whatever. So, Lindsay, what's been your experience with that end of things? Family, friends, close acquaintances, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, we all do it, including me. And so, because you want to help people out, and you think, well, and especially for somebody like me, I'm like, I can train people. I'll train them. I'll teach them how to be this way. And you really can't change. You can't change the stripes on the zebra or leopard spot, whatever it is. But they are going to be who they are. And so you either have to figure out how to work around that and work together, or cut your losses and get out of that. But yeah, family and friends, it's just if you stay away from it, you don't damage things. It's just a good idea. But listen, we're in the game of real estate. So a lot of us, think of it as, well, I sold my brother's home and I did this and I did that. At the end of the day, we don't look at it very differently, but this person's reporting to you. They have got to take everything possible off of you. Like I said, that I hate to do list, like, make that list. Everything that you don't want to do anymore has got to go on the person that you're paying, and they have got to figure out how to get it done. And so that in itself is not a rule that lends itself well to somebody that's a friend or relative of yours, because they do not relate to that. And it feels weird in the relationship to tell them straight up, I'm giving you all the things I don't want to do because I want to actually grow a successful business. Like, that doesn't, for most people that have like an employee mindset, that's very difficult to take. And you have to have the right personality, and they have to have a level of respect for you that I think is very difficult to find with someone that your friends are related to. Yeah. And God forbid you're not the best employer at the moment, right? Because you're super busy and yeah, right. You're amazing. No, but when you are super busy, you can't be the best employer. It's just not possible. And so you're not training well, you're not caring for them well, and you're just, basically throwing up everything that you don't want to do on them constantly. And so you also don't want that person going back and talking to your brother or sister because, and talking about how horrible of a boss you are. You kind of, pad yourself away from that if you just stay away from hiring friends and family. So
you can just countersue them for slander and just end that problem right there.
Yeah, that's right.
True.
Defamation of character.
You don't have to do that turkey for family Thanksgiving. That sounds like a bonus to me.
That'd be fun.
No more slaving over the stove on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, thank God, I hate Thanksgiving anyways.
So I don't like being thankful for things.
No, I don't actually. No, I really do hate Thanksgiving though. Okay, so let's say someone's in that position right now, Lindsay. Let's say they have that friend or family in an employment. They can kind of smell that it's going to be going south sometime soon. What's a very tactful and professional and polite way to end that professional relationship with them?
Yeah, I think for the most part, the other person knows that it's not working too, but they need the job or whatever, so they're trying to make it work. And so I think it's a conversation, and it's an open and honest conversation. And the reality is that person can help you hire the next person and stay on while they're looking at jobs. Maybe you can tell them, hey, listen, let's stay in business together and help me do the things that I know I definitely don't want to take back today, like inputting into the MLS and whatever, scheduling the photographer. Like, they can do those things. Even a doer can do that kind of stuff. So keep those jobs on them, and allow them to go and do interviews and just have open communication. That's the best way, I think, to move out of a relationship a business relationship that you're in that is going sour. Just communication. And I think we get scared about it, or we worry about, oh, that person's going and they're doing interviews and that they said they were going to the doctor. Well, then fine, then just have an open conversation. Like, are you going on interviews? Because I can help you with that. I know a lot of people, and what do you want to do? And I think talking through goals with them too, and saying, hey, let's look at what you're really, really good at. What would that, if we could find something like that for you, wouldn't that be great? I had somebody that worked with me, and she was just a disaster in marketing. But I loved her. But she would send out brochures with pictures upside down to clients, and I'd be like, did you not even look at it? Like, really? How is this happening? And I'm like, I think you have to try hard to put the picture upside down. Like, killing me. And I finally sat down and was like, what are you passionate about? Like, let's figure out what you're passionate about, because I will find you a job. Like, I will figure that out.
Just so I can't.
We did. She went to she's an elementary school teacher. She went back to school. I was like, let's do it. And I checked in with her regularly, and we have a great relationship still. But it's because I took the time to figure out, let me tell you what I see that you're very good at, and let's figure that out together. So
I think that's a powerful thing. A lot of people don't think about it like that. Instead of saying, oh, I have to have the conversation to fire Becky, right? It's not like you're firing Becky. It's like, dude, Becky, Big B Funk. Let's have a fun time here. I'm going to take you out to lunch. Tell me 5 of your favorite things to do. And then you can say, you know what? I think that you would be excellent doing one of those. I know a lot of people, let's go do it. It's an exciting thing. It's not a bad thing anymore. And I love that mindset. It's a 180 shift from the way people typically look at it. And I think that's awesome. That's a really good nugget right there.
Yeah. It's a great way to send people, get the transition going in the right way and show that you still care. Yeah. And then make the decision that's best for ultimately both of you, especially if we're talking about a friend or family, before the relationship really sours. But that applies just as much to just anybody that's working on your team. Those are tough conversations to have, but
yeah.
All right. So I want to take one more question before we wrap things up. But before we take the question, Lindsay, tell everyone how they can take a step towards you and connect with you.
Yeah. We have a website at cipraniconsulting.com, so you can visit there and kind of see what we do, or emailing info@cipraniconsulting.com, and that's CIPRANI. And contacting me via the phone. My cell phone's all over there for now, until I get too busy. But yeah, call me, and we can set up a consultation and just understand what your needs are. And we believe that we are partnering with you. We do not say, hey, this is your candidate, hire them. We're coming alongside of you, and we are going to help you do the grunt work. You don't have time to look through a million resumes. You don't have time to sit there and call every one of those people. So we're going to do all of that. We're going to provide you with a couple videos to watch so that you might find the right person. And then we're going to help lead you through all the live interviews via Skype. We'll be on Skype and you'll be in person there. So it's a great process. And then I would say our training program is even better. It's a 6-month program for admin or operations where we allow them to text us and call us and email us, and we'll get back to them with questions that they have. We will provide you with a 33 touch and contract to close plans and open house plans and everything I've ever put into any of my businesses, you get for free: communication journals, pre-listing packets, all that stuff. And we build you out a Google Drive so that you have a manual of everything that happens in your business for the rest of your life. And that way, when somebody leaves, you have it all right there. And when somebody comes, you can print it all out, put it in a binder for them, or, give them access to the Google Drive, and everything that happens in your business, every postcard, every, email that goes out in your 8x8, it's all right there. So we help you build all of that out, and it's a good program. We also do that for agents and ISAs too. So we have training programs for all of it.
So basically, like, you're the declusterfuck system, right? That is awesome stuff. I mean, where have you been my whole life? I mean,
I know, right?
Good Lord.
It's good.
Yeah, that is some awesome stuff, guys.
Hiding out working for somebody else. All right.
Yeah.
I know. Damn it.
All right. So this last question that caught my eye is from Janie Coffee. She said, question, in seeing everyone's time blocked schedules, I see a lot of prospecting, which is great, but I don't see much time for everything else. One of the issues that is perhaps that my team focuses on luxury listings, so there's a lot of other things that come along. There's a lot that can be leveraged out, but we still mostly have to show our listings, handle all the negotiations and seller updates ourselves, and just trying to figure out where all the rest of these activities are in the time block schedules that I'm seeing. So Greg, you deal with this. I mean, your listing, your average is 1.3 or whatever. So I mean, you're in the semi-luxury market. They're not all mansions, but I mean, when do you find time to do those other client-related activities outside of prospecting?
You delegate. I mean, like Lindsay was talking about, the client-related stuff, a lot of the stuff that's going to be either for some of the agents on the team, or it's going to be majority of the time it's going to be for the steel trap to be doing. But guys, just because you have time blocked, all the blank space in there, fill it in with other stuff that you can do, client-based related activities. I mean, on purpose, Tuesdays are some of my easier days when it comes to actual hardcore, prospecting and or just hard things in my calendar. And so I'll do a lot of stuff on Tuesdays when it's client-based follow-ups. I'll go do pop-bys. I'll go drop off packets. I'll call them up. How's life? That's the stuff that I'll do. Just find the time, fill in the time. Do the nuggets and the walnuts in the sand theory. So when it comes to blocking time, the walnuts, if you're to put them into a jar, are your unmovable things. That's going to take up a lot of space, right? But then you pour in the sand. Those are those things that can be moved around. That's the stuff when you're going to go in between all the different. Shut up, Johnson. That's when you can.
It just sounds like you're making the world's worst trail mix.
I didn't say that. You eat sand? I'm going to tell you to go pound sand, but not eat sand.
Anyway. So that's what she's asking is there seems to be a whole lot of walnuts in this jar and not a lot of sand. But what you're saying is you delegate 90% of it. You find the other 10%. You have two specific days of the week. You have your Tuesdays, which are lighter days. Then you have your Thursday, which is like your broker tour days. So those are almost like walnuts in the sense that you have time set aside within your weekly schedule where you cut back on lead gen, increase the client activity so everything still gets done.
Yeah, but I don't cut back on my lead gen, okay? I don't stop my lead gen just because it's Tuesday. I still do my lead gen. I hate doing the porpoise, all business, no business, all business, no business. That shit sucks. Yeah. And so I'm willing to dedicate my, an hour a day, guys, is only 4% of your day. 2 hours is 8% of the day. You watch a TV show for an hour. You could be reallocating that time to your business, your family, your obligations, your future self. Do that on your time blocking. I mean, it's not rocket science. Sorry, that pissed me off.
All right. Okay. Well, anyway, now that I've pissed the co-host off with the question, Greg, why don't you briefly, and I do mean briefly, share with people how they can spend more awesome quality time with you?
Yeah, now it's a party. So guys, what you're going to do is you're going to get a hold of me on my cell phone. It's 925-915-1978. You're going to book a time with me for the McDaniel Challenge. My next available date, guys, is November of 2017, November 7th of 2017. 925-915-1978, or follow me on Facebook. Guys, I don't have any more friend spots. Facebook only gives me 5,000, okay? And I like you guys all, but please follow me on Facebook. Oh, you Matt Johnson. I see you down there like, oh, that's successful people problems. But no, follow me on Facebook and message me on Facebook, guys. Book a time, please, before it's 2018, because that shit's just going to suck. I mean, honestly, 2018, really? But guys, it's devoted to you guys because I absolutely adore you and love you. I want to see you succeed. I'm beyond humbled and honored that you would wait over a year to get some time with me. Message me, follow up with me, talk with me. I will make time with you guys. If you got a burning problem, go see a doctor. But I mean, if you got something that's an issue in your business, give me a ring, guys. Yes, I want that. But I love you guys. I can't wait to see you soon.
That's hilarious. All right, and everybody should talk to Linzee.
Yes.
About hiring the right people and training them and all that good stuff. So that's Ciprani Consulting, Ciprani, Ciprani Consulting. If you guys have any, referrals in Westchester, Pennsylvania, you should also reach out to her. Don't forget about that. But anyway, so for us, two things, McDanielRealEstateSystems.com. Check out Greg's favorite scripts. That's a free PDF download. That is where I sat Greg down and made him go through all of his scripts for buyer and seller lead gen and for client management. So you've got like price reduction scripts and just about everything you need, along with videos of him going through each script. All the links are there. It's all free. Anyway, download that. And then there's also our farming training training course that we put together, where I sat down with Greg for hours upon hours and I squeezed his brain dry until it was like a prune, like a giant prune. I squeezed it dry of all the goodness, and got that into like an 8.5-hour training course where he goes through everything from how to select your demographic or your geographic farm, cold, warm, and hot outbound prospecting, all the way to how to run your client appreciation events and how to use Zillow. It's all there. That's on the website as well. So go check that out, guys. It's at McDanielRealEstateSystems.com. Make sure to subscribe to the show on YouTube, iTunes, or Stitcher, depending on whether you want the video or audio versions, nestled right between your ears where we so belong. And there it is. But with that super creepy ending from Greg, we will end
Subliminal
the show.
messages.
Thank you so much. Exactly. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one.
Love you guys. See ya.
Thank you.